The arithmetic is simple in this matchup. Win and you're in for Philadelphia Union 2 in Group 3. If they defeat San Diego Loyal, they will join Phoenix Rising in the round of 16. Welcome, everybody. Mike Watts, Devin Kerr. Devin, 1v1. We've seen some captains play a second game for San Diego. The owner of the team, Andrew Visliatis, giving way to Elijah Martin. Still, though, a best of three. It's all about getting into that top two in this group.
The Philadelphia Union, Mike, are going to stay with Evan Slabicki, Ev Smev, after his quality performance against Toronto FC. And that is what we are looking at. Phoenix Rising, San Diego, Philadelphia, and Toronto all still doing battle in this group. But to your point, Mike, Philadelphia has an opportunity to move through the win and in. But San Diego Loyal feels like they have a fighting chance. If they can get a victory, they're still in the hunt.
Evan Slabicki playing for City Team in Chester, Pennsylvania. Elijah Martin playing for Feeding San Diego.
Excited to see Bossman 96 bring his talents to the table. We know what he can do on the field. Now it's time to show us in the ring if he's capable of getting his team back on track.
So San Diego needs a win to stay alive. Philadelphia could book their ticket to the next round with a victory. Game one of this best of three is coming up.
Feeding San Diego is working diligently to respond to the rapidly increasing need for food during the COVID-19 pandemic. Widespread school and business closures, wage loss, and limited access to food are impacting countless people throughout the community. Feeding San Diego has launched drive-through emergency food distributions across San Diego County to help meet the need.
This is a community that looks after each other even while we distance ourselves in the name of health and safety.
Visit feedingsandiego.org/coronavirus to make a gift to the COVID-19 Response Fund.
Game one in this best of three. San Diego taking on Philadelphia. Evan Slabicki and Elijah Martin. Pounding ball all the way down. Martin's not going to get there. Philadelphia, who won their first two games in this group stage, 5-2, 8-3, and a best of three, is off to a great start.
This reminds me of a volley we saw out of Brendan Aronson dating all the way back to 2018, Mike, before his ascension to the first team. Ev Smev, smiling shoot.
Off the bounce, there's Elijah Martin. Adam Smith, the head coach for the Fresno Foxes, telling me last year about how much he's been able to turn his career around, reignited it in Fresno, and signed with San Diego over this offseason. Slabicki bounced off by Martin. But Slabicki will push it forward and push it in.
That captain hat coming in handy once again, Mike. How about this? Little oop-de-oop around the outside of Elijah Martin, who gets stuck on the sideboards. Got to be careful, though. Use your momentum for you instead of against you going the other direction.
Slabicki sends it down. Martin moves into a familiar holding midfield position. Slabicki, though, carries it by him. No coverage in behind in a 1v1 game. 3-0 Philly.
Just outside of a minute gone, Mike, Ev Smev can already smell it. He realizes that he has an opportunity to sit atop the group next to the likes of Phoenix Rising and Joey Farrell, who, by the way, his performance, just wait.
Slabicki able to get the finishing touch as it meandered along the goal line.
12 seconds on this one. Setting a nice little tempo for himself. I like it. Fast-paced. But to be fair, he's also letting Elijah Martin make a lot of the mistakes on his own and then just counteracting it.
You know, Dev, you think about the potential of two 6-point teams meeting to end this group to decide who finishes first. I want to see a little more out of Evan Slabicki, as this will just get wide. You want to see him show off a little more of a diverse skill set. Most of what he's done so far has stayed on the ground.
You could probably make the argument for what we saw to Joey Farrell against Kevin Silva as well. You know, I thought Joey Farrell's first performance against Wired 619, Visliatis from San Diego Loyal, was great. But was it great because he played really well, or was it great because he's got nice ball movement like we're seeing right now? That didn't really take place in the second game against Toronto FC. So you're going to get those guys match up against each other. And I think there's a stark reality awaiting them in the next round. To your point, they've got to get better if they think they can make a run.
Well, Martin's got to get in gear now. 2 minutes gone, and in his first game of this group stage, the team's second, he is on the verge of elimination. Slabicki gets it by.
Look at the boost. Every single one on the way. Come on, boss man. You've been demoted.
Martin goes off the wall. Slabicki will clear it. And it was a simple enough clear that he doesn't end up centering it off the wall clear. Martin flies in. This has a real chance. And now Martin delivers high again. Martin flies by. And Ev Smev drives it in, and Slabicki has made it a 7-0 lead.
Stuff here again. Elijah Martin just making dinner reservations a bit early as he exits the arena.
Evan Slabicki says he's a time-to-time Rocket League player. I'm not sure I really see it that way, Devin. He's playing like a seasoned vet. Second effort. 8 for 8. 8 shots, 8 goals.
Scale of 1 to 10. You would put his level at what?
Within this competition, 6.
Spot on. I knew I liked you for a reason.
Martin has a long way to go. Well, he needed to flip that away, and instead he noses it across the line and gives Slabicki another one. Here comes Martin. Gets the bounce, follows up, flips on the wrong side of the ball. Here comes Philadelphia Union 2, who with a win in this best of 3 would claim their place in the knockout stage. And Slabicki already has more goals in this game than he had in either of his first 2 games in the first match.
Good man, hitting double digits as well, Mike. And to me, I understand maybe the opposition lacking a little bit, but he's keeping the 0. That's important. Remember, he gave up 2 to Kevin Silva in the first game, 3 in the second. So he is fallible.
Slabicki does get up into the air now. Backs in. Perhaps he was going to try and flip through. Instead, Martin. Solid dribble there from the former LA Galaxy Academy product. Up being on the team that made the 2015 USL Championship final, lost to Rochester. And the twirling Evan Slabicki leads 11-0.
I'd like to see that aerial move continue there. That's where the better players are going to step in. When the move's already going vertical, follow it. The minute that he causes a bit of hesitation on his own end, a better opponent will step in and go the other way.
Well, Devin, he's now plus 19 in goal difference, so if he gets a win here, it's kind of irrelevant given it would be 0-0-6-6, the points in the standings. It's just going to be a straight-up head-to-head who wins in the third match day, so a rare instance where goal difference really doesn't matter anymore. Martin knew it wasn't on.
Story of the game.
Devin, 11 shots, 11 goals. Just remarkable efficiency. Finally, Martin able to get a good touch.
The efficiency is good, Mike, but also remember the fact that most of these are uncontested.
Oh, if this gets there, no, it's not quite going to reach on the fly. And we're going to have to settle for 11-0. What a strike rate. Corey Burke would be proud. Game 2 is next. Game 2 in this best-of-3 series. Philadelphia is now one game away with 2 chances to do it to move into the round of 16, the knockout stage, a 5-game series at that level. With Devin Kerr, Mike Watts on hand. Bounded into the corner. Fresno native, San Diego loyal player Elijah Martin denied at the goal line. And he's got a long way to go. Slabicki off the post. High rebound, and now he slams it home.
That's what I'm talking about, Mike. Recognizes that there's no coach seating available, upgrades to first class, and gets himself a cocktail. Quality finish.
What cocktail would that goal have been?
That looks like a mile-high martini. You ask what it is? That means that we're at a nice cruising altitude. The young lady or gentleman who is kind enough to provide beverage service has issued the drink. You have then taken the martini, but you've got a swizzle stick. You do it yourself. Mile-high martini. Throw a little olive on top. And oh, by the way, a little olive juice. Make it dirty. Have a little fun.
Meanwhile, that goal was jaw-droppingly beautiful. Martin careens into the ball. Wall ride along. We'll use the handbrake. Slabicki. Slabicki dribbles right by Martin. Can't finish the tap in. Slabicki on the drive. And Martin out of boost. Isn't going to get there. And surely, it appears Philadelphia Union 2 are headed into the playoffs, the round of 16.
I feel like I'm playing a red light, green light, Mike. I'm seeing the green from the tires and the boost off the back. We're getting a little bit of yellow on the field in the boost. And then when they extinguish, you get the red as well. Confusing because I'm colorblind.
It does seem like a major impediment. Martin. Saved by Slabicki.
There you go. Oh, I love it. Look at you.
Bounding ball again. Saved by Slabicki. Slabicki with a drive. And a piece of that there for Elijah Martin.
I think Romero would have something to say to you. How long till he leaves college, by the way? 1 year in, national champion.
Mm-hmm.
Youngest to ever win a game for Bethlehem Steel, now Philadelphia Union 2. Oh, respawn.
Yeah, but there's a little delay here in going back. Instead, it's a lot of boost grabbing. Slabicki boosts up again. Martin sends this long. Ho-ho! Best goal he's scored so far, Elijah Martin.
Only goal he scored so far, Mike. Love it.
I was trying to be a little more positive.
Oh, I'm going right at it. Grab the bull by the horns. Let's address the elephant in the room. Do not shy away from this challenge.
Whittles wide and Slabicki downfield. I mean, Martin still has a chance here. It's only a 2-goal game, and there is 100 ticks to go to try and get this into a decisive Game 3 in Match Day 2. Otherwise, San Diego is out, and Philadelphia and Phoenix get through out of Group 3, sending Toronto packing as well. Slabicki.
Oh, look at the footwork.
Martin comes out for the challenge, and he's able to get it away. The second touch, though, is what really gets the clearance.
Oh,
Martin
good.
Again. And the bike. Martin got some of that, backed up again. Right now it is sustained pressure. It feels like it's at least 3-on-1, when in reality it's only 1-on-1. Slabicki now.
Oh, the boost. Yeah.
Can finish it.
Troublesome.
And he does. 4-1 Philly. Welcome, friends, to the knockout stage.
Now, Elijah Martin had really done a good job of figuring this game out a little bit. You can see that he's growing as time goes on. Unfortunately, that time's about to run out.
And Elijah Martin, tender age of 23, still a very young professional who got a chance to feature in the USL Championship playoffs last year, moves on to San Diego, Fresno native, moving down the coast. Will fall out here. He only gets one opportunity, and it's against a Philly side that seems to be rolling. I'll say this, Dev. I was a big fan of watching Elijah Martin play. I probably saw him play 25 times last year. Slabicki, though, the one who sells the tickets, both figuratively and literally.
for me with Martin. I think it's ability to be able to move him multiple positions around the field. He understands the dynamics that different formations and philosophies can bring, and he's able to counteract that and play right into the hands of whatever a coach would like him to do. Obviously, Fresno no longer are with us, but that's going to be a real asset for Landon Donovan and San Diego Loyal, especially once the season gets up and going again.
That's something you could say really about both Adam Smith and Landon Donovan, that they really weren't married to one formation, one specific style, and Elijah Martin makes a lot of sense for that. But for Philadelphia Union 2, they and Phoenix are going to have a date in match day 3 to decide number 1 in the group, but they both know they are out of group 3 and into the first ever knockout stage in USL eCup. We'll show you the highlights as Evan Slabicki takes San Diego out of the tournament after this. Welcome back, everybody. Highlights from this USL eCup Rocket League Edition match. It was do or die for San Diego, and they did die. They fell 11-0 in the opening game, and the tone was set early by Evan Slabicki. He was up 5-0 inside 2 minutes. Devin and Elijah Martin and San Diego fall out.
Really excited to see the matchup between Phoenix Rising and Philadelphia Union 2 come match day 3. But I want to give a little credit here to Elijah Martin. I thought he did a good job getting into this thing, and I'll be curious to see if they use him in the third matchup or not. Regardless, the stage has been set for those two boys headed into the knockout.
So, Philadelphia Union 2 win this best-of-3 series 2-0. For our producer, Sharni Yerke, and our Vista World Link team, Devin Kerr alongside Mike Watts saying, we hope you enjoyed watching USL eCup Rocket League Edition. We'll see you next time.